Hey y'all, it's happy to be me too with a quick market recap video for my last two events of the year. I'm just going to combine both events into one video so to make it a little easier for everyone. So let's start with the first one. It was on December 14th. So it was a Sunday event, 6 hours. It was kind of a private event, like most market things are like these big, huge, you know, uh, holiday events or farmers market type events or whatever, but this one was like kind of a neighborhood event, and they were just asking for local vendors to come into their little neighborhood clubhouse, and they had a little setup. So there was only like 10 vendors there. One of my friends lives there, and we had did it last year, and so they invited us back this year, so it was pretty cool. Like I said, there was about 10 vendors. Everybody was different. There was somebody that sold candy, homemade candies, ornaments, all kinds of fun stuff. And I was the only crochet person there, so that's always a good thing. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about the recap for that. So again, it was a 6-hour event. It was from 12 to 6 on a Sunday. So that's always kind of iffy because, people are at church and the weekends and all that good stuff. But it worked out really, really well. I sold 42 items at the event. I'm going to go down the list of the 42 items, and then I'll talk about the top 3 bestsellers. So first item of the day, and I will post pictures of, if I have pictures of the items, I will post it at the end of the video. So watch till the end so you can see the items that actually sold. So the first item was a loaf cat. And sorry if I'm looking down, I have a little list here. So it was a loaf cat. Then I did a dino, 7 mini chickens, 2 eggs with the little chickens that pop out, 1 cow, 1 banana, a sleeping flamingo, 1 chill pill, a stingray, 1 rainbow heart, a rainbow ladybug, a large possum, a small possum, a capybara, an F-bomb, a ballerina bunny, 8 mystery boxes, a large Grinch, 1 scarf, 3 beanies, 10 headbands, and 2 ear warmers. So the interesting thing about this is because, Georgia doesn't typically get very, very cold, but it just so happened that that day was probably like the coldest day of the year. So everybody was really interested in the hats and scarves and all that fun stuff, because I usually don't bring them to markets because they just don't sell very well because of the temperature. It's hard to think hat when it's like 85 degrees. So I usually tend to not bring them a lot, or I only bring 1 or 2. But for this event, it worked out. The weather was cold and people needed their hats and ear warmers. So it was really, really good that I brought them out. So out of those, the top 3 bestsellers were headbands. I sold 10 of the headbands, and those are the headbands that I make on the knitting machine, the 22 pin, the small knitting machine. Actually, I have one here. So it's similar to these. Well, it is like this, but it was different colors, multiple different colors or whatever. But these are really good, for people who don't necessarily want to wear a beanie, but still want to keep their head warm, hair pulled back, ears covered. These are really, really good makes. And again, depending on where you live and the temperature, they can really sell really well. So I sold 10 of those. So those are my number 1 bestsellers. The second bestseller was the mystery boxes. So I do mystery boxes. I don't have one close by, but it's about a 3x3 inch box, and I put usually have 6 different plushies in a box. Usually there's a octo, a fish, a bee, a cat, a turtle, and a whale, randomly placed in, each box has a random little animal in it with a sticker. I seal them up or whatever. And of course, I keep a list of what's in where in case the parents are like, well, can you tell me at least the color or whatever, So we want people to be happy with whatever they're getting out of their mystery boxes. So we did 8 of those. And they're always a hit. People really, when they can't decide, the mystery boxes work really well. And then 7 mini chicks. And again, they're just the little small chickens, about yay big, all different colors, just random colors, have them in a little container all lined up, and then I'll have like the big chicken next to them or whatever. So those were hits. So that was the first event. Again, it was a 6-hour event and I sold 42 items. Now we move on to the second event, which was it was supposed to have been a 3-hour event, but it turned into like maybe almost 2.5 hours or so. It was at a local high school. At the store where I work, we have a lot of different vendors that have their goods in the store, and this lady called from the school and was like, hey, we're wanting to have a market event for the staff and the teachers so they can get some shopping done. Would any of your vendors be interested in attending? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And so she let us know both of these events were free. Like, we didn't have to pay anything for either event. So again, it was a 3-hour event. It ended up being about 2.5. It was on December 18th, so it was a couple days before Christmas. And at that event, I sold 20 items. Let's see, I did 2 headbands, 1 ear warmer, an octo keychain, 2 penguins, a chunky frog, a turtle, 4 mini chickens, another chicken and the egg, let's see, a bandana, 2 scrap yarn monsters, a caterpillar, 1 little swirly poop, a chill pill, and a mini kitty. The top 3 bestsellers for that event were the mini chicks, because I sold 4 of those, and the penguins, the scrap yarn monsters, and the headbands were tied for 2 apiece. But again, for that to have only been like a maybe 2 hours and 15-minute event at a school, it did really, really well. So, because I've done, again, you have to compare and look at the different events that you attend. I did one event for 3 days and only sold 20 items, whereas this event was 2 hours and I sold 20 items. Huge difference, right? So, when you're doing your events and stuff, take a lot of things into consideration, like the target audience that you're going to be in front of, advertising, the time of year. Again, my headbands, they don't sell very well during the summer, and it just so happened that this is a cooler winter right now in Georgia. So, people are looking for those, winter items that you can't necessarily find in the store, or, all the ones in the store are the same, where you can get customized, different things, and people always like to do things differently than everyone else. So, know your audience, know what you're selling, stand behind your products, and don't be scared to just do it. What's the worst that can happen? They like your stuff or they don't. So you make it for a reason, right? So you might as well get it out there, because people can't buy what they don't see. So if you're into markets, maybe 2026 will be your year to, dive into the market arena. It's fun. It can be a lot of work. It can be challenging, but it's so worth it. When you see the faces of the people when they see your stuff, and like kids' faces are adults are priceless too, especially when they get like a mystery box, or they just find that perfect item and they do the squeal and you get happy, they're happy, everybody's happy. It makes it so worth it. So thank you for watching the video. If you're new here, this is just a quick recap. Feel free to watch some of my other videos. Give me those thumbs up, likes, subscribe, comments, all the things. If you are a return friend, family, or loved one, thank you guys for coming back. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. I hope you guys are ready for the new year, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.